Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Goes underneath for Bell. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and it's a 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
50.
Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Now following the interception, here's Newton. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, good game catching the ball at the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. Second and 10, Newton again. Forced out to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton rolling to his right. Now he's got it, and he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. On the ground, McCaffrey. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Newton takes it himself. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. Officially no gain on the sneak. Kind of a wasted play there, and now it's third down. And Newton's going to keep it. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Cam Newton, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Panthers are going to take a first quarter lead. Graham Gano on for the extra point. Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Gano out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Spinning past him. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today. Right. So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be fourth down. On fourth down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. Pulled in at the 24. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Here come the Panthers now. Set to take over on offense. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting, thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett, and they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Scrambling not particularly a Roethlisberger strong suit, but he does get the job done there and gets a first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Bell. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Antonio Brown, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Boswell good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now onto the field, here come the Panthers. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A very solid gain of 27. They go play action here on first down. And caught left side. Olsen takes this to the 45. Got a little space after that nice move. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
To throw on second down is Newton. Wide open receiver, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Again, Newton. Flush to his right. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Shotgun snap for Newton. Steps away to his left. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down. Fourth down, and here's Graham Gano now in the field goal unit for the Panthers. And Gano's kick is right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half.
He's got a man, complete. A gain of 32 that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play on the football.
Here's Bell. Good footwork at the 30. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 12 more yards there and another first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. He'll pick up another first down with that run.
And this is caught at the end. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. In for the score. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch. And he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is now 14-10. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a nice spin into some open field. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore with what will be called a 107-yard return. And his guys are able to strike for 6.
And as we've talked to special teams coaches, that theme of being aggressive continues to come through, doesn't it? When they moved the kickoff back to the 35, it was going to cut down on the number of opportunities. But if you've got a special guy, you give him the green light no matter where he fields it in the end zone. And in this case, it paid off handsomely.
Well, he fielded it deep in the range of emotions. Maybe you're like, oh, no, don't. And then all of a sudden you see him break it, and you're like, yeah, way to go.
Yeah, sometimes you have to remind your head coach that he approved the green light for bringing it out from deep in the end zone, and that's exactly why he did.
Extra point try good by Gano, and it's now 17-14. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. That'll be taken in the end zone. Spins by. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Tackle made there by Mike Adams, a strong safety.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. He finds an opening past the 40. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 41 yards. So they dig a little deeper in the playbook there. Get the wide receiver the ball, running it, and it proves fruitful.
Love the call. When you've got a guy who has running back skills, you want him to touch the ball as well, not just out wide where you throw it to him. Make sure you hand it to him or toss it to him and let him go to work.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see a left.
Now been hit, and he lost the football. It's loose, and the Panthers have recovered.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Newton taking a shot for Samuel and got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Newton on 1st down. Flushed out right. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
Oh, my Cam. There's times when I'm not analyzing up here. I'm just appreciating. Led NFL quarterbacks in rushing last year. He is truly the ultimate weapon at that position.
Newton now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st down here. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here we go, folks. Gun. Check. 3 down. What do you?
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Dancing to his left. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. The Panthers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
We got three, fellas. We got three. Hey. 20.
Now a play fake, and it's Newton. Being chased out left. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And for the second time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. He connected on his first, this from 41. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bell. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first.
Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this, so Carolina keeps the ball.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
On second down, McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. They didn't really have to earn that first down, did they?
Well, they haven't earned much, are they? Back-to-back penalties. First was 1st and 5, and now they give them a first down.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, that's right now.
McCaffrey following the penalty. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Go, go. Hey, hey.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. Escaping the pressure. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Roethlisberger. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Dontari Poe able to swamp him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5.
Gotta go.
On second down, Roethlisberger buying time to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the... Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off by Mike Adams. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down the score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. From the gun, here's Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Just beating the play clock is Newton. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Play action. It's Newton. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Stephon Tuitt able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now bad hit, and he lost the football. It's loose, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And that will set him up in excellent shape. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
All the practice, all the training, all the meetings. In this situation, I know exactly what quarterbacks are taught. Take care of the football. That's job one, paramount, because you cough it up here, you might be giving up 6 points real easy.
Tip of the cap to the defense, though, forcing the fumble. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now Newton. That's complete right around the 8. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Hey, hey.
Out of the gun, Newton. And this is going to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And Gano's kick is right through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though? When they only gave up the field goal, and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Tackle made by K'Wan Short.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4.
Focus, focus. These 2. Side! Black 20!
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll pitch it out to Bell. They find some open field here. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one.
And Big Ben intercepted a third time. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Off play action, Newton. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Now Newton. Steps away to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's nothing but pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
They fake the give. Newton. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. With it is Brown. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. A good pickup there, a 22.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Julius Peppers in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Snickers, you got to spin.
A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going deep for Brown. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 17. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. And the Panthers coming out now. Still a lot that can happen, but you think they get points on this drive, even if it's just 3. Should wrap this one up.
And you got to love their starting field position. So if you're the play caller right now, being on the plus side of the 50, you're thinking exactly what you're saying. Get 3, get out of here with at least that. But, hey, you might have a chance to put 6 on the board and really take control.
Hey.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Draw play as Newton gives to McCaffrey. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Set. 180.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Anderson. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. They run it again with Anderson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Gano's kick is right through. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Here's Roethlisberger. Dancing to his left. Throw left side complete. It's Bell. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here, because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the 4th quarter here, trying to preserve the lead. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he finds McDonald. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Roethlisberger will throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Dante Jackson picks it. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
Newton's going to throw it. Trying to lay one up deep. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And now it's second down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now it's Newton. He's going to let this one go deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Carolina, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll have a few extra days here now before they face the Lions next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, it's just their 2nd loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.